All right, what is up, YouTube? It's been a minute. It has been a minute since I filmed a video like this, which is why I wanted to, because I like doing the commentary videos, and I don't have media mod, so I can't really talk while I'm riding, and I also kind of like just not talking while I'm riding, so I think this is better. But anyways, I wanted to make this video about why I don't like listening to music while I'm riding, and the main reason is, first, I don't have a Cardo. I can afford one, but I don't want to buy one. It is a little pricey, and I know you can get other speaker systems as well, but I just feel like just going with the kind of like no music, no distractions, as much as you can kind of limit yourself to, is kind of the better option. So yeah, that's what I think, and that's what I feel like is probably better for most riders, especially because your bike itself is already loud, so playing music in your helmet is gonna make things to the point where you can't hear like any outside noise, essentially, like at all, and that's not good, obviously, especially when you're on a bike, because anything could happen, and if somebody comes behind you and does something, could be bad. Yeah, you gotta be careful at intersections. It wasn't like close, but something could have happened if you didn't see me, because there's this car, I was coming from here, and the car was coming from here. He crossed 3 lanes because he had to make a left. I thought he was making a right because he was creeping up, so I thought he was going to make a right. And usually they make a wide-ass right turn sometimes, so I thought that's what he was doing. But I was in the furthest left, so he stopped after 2 lanes. It was still a really dumb pullout, but sometimes it's just like they're waiting for so long, and they see the gap, and obviously I was speeding. I was going a little faster than I should have, but still, it's just like, it was a pretty open road, so they definitely saw me. I mean, obviously they stopped, but yeah, I gotta tone it down, keep the speed for the highways, but even at the highways, it's still dangerous. You gotta be careful, especially when there's intersections, because at intersections it's the worst, because somebody else is going super slow in a different direction than you, and you're going super fast in a different direction than them, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's another reason. And if you're like and if you're kind of going at an intersection and there's like a police siren, or there's like a fire truck or something like that, and they have their sirens but you don't hear it, I've seen cops kind of pull out recklessly, and if you don't hear it and you don't see it, that could be a possible hit from, yeah, and that obviously wouldn't be good. And I know a lot of people have Cardos to talk with other riders, and I don't know how good that is either, because I feel like, I don't know, even with Cardo, I feel like that's also another distraction. It might help in some cases. I'm not saying it's like the worst thing in the world. I think Cardo to use as to talk with other riders is probably not a bad idea. But music-wise, if you're gonna like blast it like you do in a car, it's different in a car because you're kind of like in a box. I mean, I'm not saying cars are invincible. If it was like a bad scenario and you're in a bad spot and you get sandwiched by a truck or something, like, just because you're in a car doesn't mean you're gonna live. You definitely will be better off than if you're on a bike, but it's not like a guaranteed like force field or anything, but it does provide more safety than if you were riding a motorcycle, which is pretty obvious already. I know most of you guys know that, but yeah, I don't know, that's just my take. Feel free to comment down, because I know a lot of people that I know that have bikes and ride also, a lot of them listen to music and stuff, and a lot of clips that I see, or a lot of people that I just met, they all have to like turn down their Cardo because they can't hear anything. And I get it. I'm not saying I'm like the most safe rider on the bike, but I do my dumb stuff, but then I also do my stuff that kind of helps limit and increase like my awareness or like safety level. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm the most perfect person. There's probably things that you guys do that are better than what I do. But yeah, I'm making videos about what I do good, so then I can kind of put that out there and maybe introduce you guys to like a new way of thinking. And that's why the comments, I always answer to every comment, because I'm also open to learn a new perspective or a new thought process. I don't know everything, so if you guys know something or have another opinion or a thought, feel free to comment down below. I'm not saying I'm going to agree with everything, but I'm saying I'm open to reading it and kind of listening to that perspective, and maybe even incorporating that into how I ride or how I just live overall. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but I swear I messed up so many shifts in the cold. I don't know if it's because of the cold. It's like 40 degrees right now, like 45, and it's cloudy, as you guys can see. But yeah, I messed up so much shifts, and like I have like so much like tension build up in my foot trying to get that shift up, and it's crazy. I don't know if a quick shifter would help, or if like a GP shift would help. I don't know. It's just like maybe it's because of the positioning of the bike, but like whenever I have to upshift, it just feels so like awkward and like kind of weird. Yeah, compared to downshifts, I can just bam bam bam, like click it down and it's down. It's so much smoother and nicer. But if anything, I would rather have it being easier to downshift, because that means it's easier to slow down in case of like an emergency situation, rather than upshift and speed up. Because the odds of you needing to speed up, I think at least, are less, just from what I've been doing, are less than if you had to like slow down and save yourself. That's just what I think. I mean, I'm not saying either one is better, but I'm just saying the odds of you slowing down to save yourself, I think, are more. But anyways, back to the point. If you have like a lot of music, I'm not saying this is like the biggest issue. It's just this is my second ride back. I just thought I'd make a little commentary video and about it. So yeah, just sitting here, pretty safe spot. I don't really see anything happening to me here, but I just like being on the side of the road because I'm not riding, so it kind of gives like you guys something new to kind of look at, like all these cars and everything that flies by or drives by. So yeah, maybe I should hop on that sidewalk. It'll be another nicer angle. I'll be in the trees. But yeah, I keep getting distracted. But yeah, obviously the most important thing when you're riding is how you ride and riding safe. And I do wish lane splitting was legal in more places, because I genuinely do feel like it's way more safer than waiting in traffic, like behind cars and stuff. I don't get why people think it's more dangerous. It's pretty stupid that it's not more legal in more places. Because especially if let's say you're in heavy traffic and you have your music blasting as loud as it can be, it also kind of increases your comfort level. And you never want to be comfortable when you're on a bike, in my opinion, because the more comfortable you are, the less what's the word I'm looking for? The less scared you are, I guess, in a sense. You need to be scared to survive. You need to be confident too, but you also need to be scared, because every day is a different day and there's always something that could happen. Yeah, especially in the city. Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to. So when you're more in the city is when I feel like it affects you, compared to if you were like kind of, let's say, on like a rural area or like a suburban area. I feel like that's more safer and okay to listen to kind of loud music when you're just going 20 miles on a highway in like nice middle of nowhere. That is fine, but even then you still want to be careful, because you don't want to zone into being on a bike too much, because that's also a problem. Because if you're too zoned out and you're not focused and you're not paying attention, and I've had a couple of those myself, where it's like you think everything is going to go as it should and everything's fine until it does. But if something were to happen, and let's say now there's something else that occurs and you're not like paying attention for it, and you like let's say you're on like a really super road that you like being on and you're really comfortable on it, but something different happens today. The car that usually just goes straight is making a left turn or a right turn, and now they're stopped in the middle of the road. And if you're so zoned out, this is actually an example that I've done that I'm talking about, and now you're so zoned out that there's a car just sitting there. It's pretty much a roadblock, but you think it's going to go straight, but you're also just not slowing down because you don't see it as a threat, or you're not even paying attention. You're so zoned out that you're not paying attention at all. And that's a problem too, because if you're too zoned out and you're listening to music, and you're super loud and you're super just zoned out, not paying attention to the road, and if everything just stops like this and you just hit it, obviously that's going to be bad. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of distractions. I will admit, even having a camera on is also a distraction, because I feel like at times it makes you do stuff that you wouldn't do if it wasn't being recorded, if that makes sense. Especially like the media mod and like all the YouTubers and vloggers, I feel like some of them genuinely do get into crashes, not necessarily on purpose, but it's like subconsciously, it's like a part of them is like, they know it's being recorded, and they know if they crash, they'll probably be fine, other than like their body, of course, but they know that they'll be fine in terms of like, they know it's on camera, they know they're gonna get clout, they know they're gonna get views, and especially if they're monetized, it's kind of an incentive to crash almost. Cough cough, Matthew Woods. I don't know, I can't stand that dude anymore. I used to like his content, but like I used to watch it. I thought he was like an okay dude, but especially with all the drama and everything, and like just watching his videos now, it just feels so fake. It just feels like everything he does just to get views and clout and like likes and clicks. And I feel like in that case too, it's also bad, because when you kind of do things that force you to live in a certain way, it might feel like it's what you want to do, but it's not. I'm not talking about it for everything, but I feel like for most cases, you kind of get caught up in that life, and you think it's what's best for you, or you think it's what you have to do. And in some cases, it kind of is, because it's like, let's say you're a content creator who only rides motorcycles, and let's say you love them, but let's say like 5 years down the line, you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, or you even have a kid, and that's your career now, because you didn't do anything else. I mean, obviously there's other things you could do, but it's like your main audience, the one that watches you for riding a motorcycle, isn't going to watch you anymore, and your views are going to drop down significantly. And for some people that's okay, but a lot of these people who are addicted to the views, and like people like Mr. Beast, who just are obsessed with the views and trying to upscale every single video, you just get stuck in that lifestyle, and it's like, why did you even start? You forget about why you started and everything, and you just kind of keep posting what the people want to see, because the people, they don't care about you, they just care about the content. And it's like, you kind of get to a point where it's like there's so much going on, and you just get caught up in it, because if you never stop to think, you always just get caught up in that life, and you always just keep posting stuff that you always just have been posting. You might change things up like slightly, but it's like the area that you're in is going to stay the same. And I feel like that forces you to do things that you don't really want to do, because it's like, if you're a motorcycle vlogger and you ride bikes all the time, and you get like 100K a video, and then you're like, you don't want to ride anymore, you ride way less, you ride less often, and you want to start like a cooking channel or something, let's say, you're not going to get as many views as you did when you're motovlogging. And maybe over time you could build up like a new audience and stuff, but especially in that short term, you're going to be stuck in that kind of like loop, and it's like people just get forced to do stuff that they don't want to do, and they don't even realize it. And unfortunately with motovlogging, it's like some of them unfortunately get taken out, and they pass away, especially with like TikTok and Instagram. It's like those comments, the people on there are so brainless. They like encourage it, and they just support it, and they act all relatable and stuff, but it's like people are so afraid to say the truth these days. It's sad. They'd rather let people die than tell them the truth. It's pretty sad. But yeah, you gotta be the person to make a change and do things and say things that nobody else wants to hear, because it's the best for them. And sometimes, I'm not saying go out and be an asshole, but I'm saying go out and say what needs to be said if it's the best for somebody, you know? Yeah. Back to the music point. How long have I been yapping for? Probably a while. I'm gonna cut this off soon. Let you guys dip. But yeah, anyways, it's been 2 months. Not 2 months, sorry. It's been 190 days since I've last ridden. Yeah. Not 190, sorry. It's been 100 days since I've ridden. This is my second ride back. It's been so fun. Bike feels great. I'm just kind of messing up my shifts right now. I gotta work on it. I gotta get smoother with it, and kind of be able to do it in one smooth motion rather than kind of like tensioning my leg and like building the pressure up just to shift. It feels weird. Yeah, I remember the last time I was here. It was for the 6-month review, I think. That light wasn't there, unfortunately. It's there now, and they're actually going to be building one up there too. That's kind of how it goes in the city, man. You just get like all this like raceway, and then there's a signal, and then there's a signal over there. It's just annoying, unfortunate. There's all these complainers over there. They're like, oh, we can't make a left. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't really ride out here too much in the summer. I came out today late, so I didn't really go where I wanted to. I'm gonna try to get out there on Monday, maybe. My usual route, super far away. It's a nicer area. It's way smoother. Oh, you didn't see me. It's way smoother, and it's just like 35 miles just like nice highway. But you gotta hit it when it's like good times, because otherwise you're just gonna get stuck in traffic like this as well. It's not the same, but it is a really fun road. And yeah, I gotta explore some new places that have way less traffic, because where I'm at, man, it sucks. There's so much traffic and so many cars. It's so boring. That motherfucker was on her phone. He's on his phone. It's bad, bro. They'll get mad at you for speeding, but it's like, these motherfuckers do not pay attention for shit. And I just feel like listening to music makes that way worse. It makes you too comfortable. Like when I'm listening to music in my car, it's like I'm so comfortable. I could give like 2 fucks about what's behind me or what's in front of me. Like obviously I'm paying attention, but it just makes you like, I don't know. And I feel like, I don't know, it might be a good thing in a way too. It makes you more confident. It makes me more confident when I'm driving. I'm super aware when I'm driving. Like I would, like if I'm leaving this here right now, I'm gonna be looking like 30 times. Because you always gotta look, man. It's the most important thing, especially when you're making turns. I feel like it's your responsibility. Unless it's like a super blind curve and someone's speeding on that, then it's not really your fault. But yeah, I feel like having windows down as well kind of gives you more awareness. And just like, I don't know, you gotta use your senses. And if you're removing your hearing sense, you're kind of like, you're nerfing yourself in a way. And yeah, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying it's something to consider. And I'm not saying you should turn off music all the time. But if you have a car though, and you have a speaker system, I would say at least the least you can do is turn it down, especially if you're in heavy traffic. I feel like you should turn it down. And yeah, be more aware. I wish lane splitting was legal, because it would make it more better. But yeah, would make it more safer in heavy traffic. But it's not legal, because people who passed the law, it was crazy. I was checking for the state I'm in, and it's like, I'm pretty sure everybody was against it except for the Motorcycles Association, like some org, the Motorcycles of America or something. And it's like I don't get it, bro. It's like the people who are making the decisions don't even ride a motorcycle. So it's like, what? How does that make any sense? It's so dumb, and it's like, I feel like it's stupid. There are some times when you shouldn't be lane splitting, but it's like, I feel like taking the whole thing away just because of those small times or because of another bike, it doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like it's stupid, and it's gonna take so long for it to even come in. It's like, it's just so dumb, man. Like, imagine you're in this heavy traffic, there's like all these cars here, and then if you're like stuck in somewhere like between here and somebody like smashes you, that's gonna suck. But it's like, imagine you were all the way at the front and you're kind of like just sitting there, and then you can just go when it turns green. And obviously bikes are faster than all these cars on here, so you can, it also helps reduce traffic in a way too, because it's like you're making it better and you're making it smoother. All the faster vehicles get to the front and then they're gone, and it just makes it so much smoother. But unfortunately, people in government are very dumb. They're very dumb, and you cannot really rely on them. The only unfortunate part too is like to start lane splitting. It's like if you do end up hitting somebody or hitting a mirror, it does, you're technically at fault if it's not in a, if you're doing it in a state where it's not legal. So yeah, that part sucks. But yeah, if you're in the rural area or something like that, I would say listen to music is okay. Listen to music, but I would say in heavy traffic, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I don't think it's smart. You'll probably get away with it for the most part, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not a smart thing. But yeah, I look-y should have brought my drone. And it's about to get dark. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I talked about some other stuff, but to sum it up, I would listen to music on like rural roads, long stretches of highway, or like more isolated areas with less people. But if it's heavy traffic or in the city, I would definitely tone it down or even turn it off all the way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want any other topics that you'd like to hear my thoughts on, because I love making these and I love riding the bike. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, peace.